I still had all my same clothes on. I was just shut up. Listen, y'all, this is Chicago. This why so many people check out and pass away in Chicago. I'm finna tell y'all right now because they tried to do it to me.
They left my man for dead, man. This is why Deuce is down in Chicago. Look at the scar in his stomach. We getting ready to do an interview, so you guys make sure you hit the like if you guys want the full interview with my man right here. This is just a short stories to give you guys a little awareness of what's really going on with the gun violence in Chicago and how these people is just being left for dead. The system is failing our kids out there, man. Anybody who's a victim of gun violence, they're just giving up on them. They're just pretty much saying, man, we tired of seeing these people in and out of here. The same person got shot more than once. You know what I mean? We see him back here next week. Either he killed somebody or either he got killed. Like, I work in the medical field. I work in addiction services. And it's like, my main thing is if you're not for the people and you don't have a heart to help others, don't even get in the field. You know what I mean? Because the main goal is to make sure that we giving back, you know, that we giving back our all for these people who are in need.
Cops, nah, the cops ain't shooting me. They probably would have took me out if they did. I ain't even call the cops when this happened. Nah, the cops ain't do it. I ain't even call the cops when it happened. Cause I thought the cops was gonna kill me. And I got something to say about the police too, y'all. Cause something happened this same night, but something happened with the cops that night, y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I ain't gonna hide it. You know, I'm gonna be honest about it. Y'all been rocking with me, and so I'm gonna be honest about it. Something happened with the police that night. When I got to the hospital, they pulled me to the wrong door. So when my homie pulling me out his car, he trying to get me in the hospital. They damn near didn't want to let me in. But he was like, man, he shot. What you mean he can't come in this door? Like, what we supposed to do? Like, get him in here. So anyway, they had my homie drive around to the emergency side, and some nurses had came out, and they pulled a wheelchair up to the car. They dragged me out the car, put me in a wheelchair, and they rolled me in this room, right? This room had a table. I was laying on the table. I remember I was laying on the table. I still had all my same clothes on. I was just shut up. Listen, y'all, this is Chicago. This why so many people check out and pass away in Chicago. I'm finna tell y'all right now because they tried to do it to me. So they put me in this room. Mind you, I'm shot up 5 times. I'm bleeding from everywhere. They laid me on the table, bro, inside of a room, and they closed the door. They closed the door, bro. Okay, now if y'all can see me, I'm getting a little choked up right now, bro, because this is a real story, and it ain't one I tell a whole lot. But they closed the door. They ain't hooked me up to nothing. They ain't put no IV in me. It wasn't even a goddamn thermometer in my mouth. And they left me there on the table. So when the nurses left me there on the table, police officers came in the room shortly after that. They came in with some scissors, with some big scissors. They cut my shirt off. I had some black and red jogger pants on. They cut my jogger pants off. They took my shoes off. They cut everything off me. And they looked at me. They took a plastic bag. They put all my clothes in the plastic bag. And I remember one of them tying it up like this. You know how they spear? They tied my clothes up in the bag, bruh. They put the plastic bag on top of my chest, turned around, and walked out the room and closed it up. They was gonna let me die right there, bro.
My man was shot 5 times. He didn't even trust calling 911 for an ambulance. I asked him, I said, man, that shit, like, what is to that? Because look what happened with FPG Duck. He was left on the ground for like 15 minutes before the ambulance came. You know what I mean? When it was only like a 5-minute ride to the hospital. And he said, that's why I didn't call 911. I would have never made it if I would have called 911. What is going on in Chicago with the 911 system and the ambulance and all that? We're going to bring some awareness to this because this ain't right.
They was gonna let me die right thank God, we had an EMT that was just getting off of work. He was just ended his shift because the hospital I was at didn't have a trauma unit, so they knew in their head that he's gonna die. So they cut my clothes off me and threw them on me. So a EMT that was getting off of work was coming to the hospital, and he was pretty much hanging his coat up. He hanging everything up. And I remember my one of my partners that was in the hospital with me had told me this happened, obviously. But when the EMT was putting his shit up and clocking out for his shift, one of the ladies that seen him wheel me in that room begged him to take me to another hospital. She was like, please take him. She was like, please. She begged him. And they said that he was looking, and like he ain't really want to. Like they could tell he ain't really want to do it. But he said, where he at? They said he in the room right there. He came and got me. He put me in the ambulance, and he took me to the hospital that ended up saving my life. So if that ain't God, I don't know what is, bro. If that ain't God, I don't know what is, yo.
There you have it, you guys. You listening to the story? They left him in a room, brought him in a room, closed the door. Cop comes back inside the room, cuts his clothes off, put him all in a bag, puts the bag over his chest, closes the door and leaves. Leaves him in there for dead. Like if he was a car that needed to be fixed and we have a mechanic, alright, nah, we don't, okay, whatever, let him bleed to death. Are you fucking serious? If it wasn't because of that paramedic that decided to, out of the kindness of his heart, to take him to another hospital, he would have been left in that room and just what? They would have told the family what? That he didn't make it because he was shot 5 times? There was nothing else we could do for him? Is this what they doing in Chicago when people need help with gunshot wounds? I'm not surprised because look what happened to FBG Duck. Like, people need to start asking questions, man, and reporting stuff like this, man. This is not right. We're not talking about a transmission or an engine that needs the mechanic to fix it and he can just come back the next day and fix it. I get that people is living like savages and they're killing each other and life is doesn't mean much, but that doesn't mean that as a worker, you know what I mean, for human services and a hospital or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that you just treat these people like animals and just give up on them. I couldn't believe this shit. And if you guys want the interview, you guys want the deep full story, let me know and I'll do the interview. Let me get 100 likes at least, man, so I can get this interview with this dude, man. This shit crazy. I know how we coming though, man. Bush you too. Let's get it.
I still had all my same clothes on. I was just shut up. Listen, y'all. This is Chicago. This why so many people check out and pass away in Chicago. I'm finna tell y'all right now because they tried to do it to me.